Part 9, Storm Impending. Okay, it's miserable. Okay, what's going on? Oh no. Isis huddles in the darkness, unmoving in the floating dust. She was trained to keep quiet, even during rest. Making even the slightest sound is vulgar, beneath someone of proper breeding. When the golden light filters through the narrow window, crack and touches the pale wallpaper in the distance, Madame Mazzano will soon be coming for her again. She must be loyal. She must be a servant that Madame Mazzano finds useful. The moment her feet touch the ground, whenever any part of her body is visible to others, she has to keep a smile on and be ready, sir. That is what makes a proper maid of the Mazzano household. Only in the brief minutes before dawn. Oh, I can't even read that. Before dawn, that hazy space between sleep and waking. Oh, it's in that. Okay. Can she truly have control over her own body? A polite tapping on the metal pipes breaks Isis' happiest time of day, her pre-dawn meditation. Hey! The sun isn't even up yet! Isis, you're hiding here again. The guests are on the way. She swallows the complaints poised on her lips and just up in a panic. You selfish girl! You finally showed yourself. Hurry up and get ready. Why is the apron dirty? Do not laugh. Isis learned from Discord. The head maid's brows snaffled. She looks ready to beat her with a stick. None of them ever laughs out loud. Every servant is trained to suppress even the slightest chuckle. If the master or the guests hear a servant laugh, they would think they are being mocked. In this household, even small mistakes are punished quickly and without mercy. Worse than the physical pain is the mental torture, a torment much harder to endure. Isis curls her lip in contempt. Of course, between the two of them, Discord is a good one and she is the bad example. Confirm the guest list. For now, go report to Madame Mazzano. The maid set out a spotless tableware with precision, moving back and forth as they dusted furniture and polished the floors. Madame Mazzano sits alone at the dining table. The young lady was nowhere to be seen. They rarely dined together. Both were constantly consumed by the family business. In pursuit of a lofty ideal, Madame Mazzano naturally expects everyone to pull together. I want this dinner to be flawless. Not a single mistake. Every guest must be satisfied. Yes, madam. Keep your behavior in check. Do not let me learn that anyone plans to embarrass me again. Yes, madam. Ice cubes crack as they melt in the madam's pre-dinner whiskey. The maids bow in perfect unison. The grand dinner is about to begin. Oh, wow, okay. The mansion's great hall gleams under breaching chandeliers. Rainbows of light play over the ornate gold-leaf furniture. This is not the popular virtual reality, but tangible luxury you can see and touch. The mansion now bears the name Adriana Mazzano. Every maid in this house is expected to give her all to honor that distinguished name. Their black and white uniforms are coarse, the lace immaculate, polished shoes click across the floor. They follow in with silver trays of crystal flutes, each one filled with golden champagne. As guests step onto the red carpet with loud, careless laughter, Discord greets them with a steady smile and a respectful nod, all part of the performance. Welcome! Everything runs like a clockwork, about set to precise choreography. Only well-trained Oregon microcosm like this conclude that Madame Mazzano's promise bright future is not anything to talk. Madame Mazzano's gold nails glitter, hinting that all can buy not only luxury, but a future beauty of obedience and reckless. Discord's eyes meets Isis. They both know they are baiting Madame's gaze. Props in a way, so the rich guests who refuse to see them as people. Dinner reaches its height as taste stimulants take effect. Enthusiasm rises with the level of intoxication. I'm sure you know that the world's most consequential decisions are not made in public chambers or at some conference that captivate the masses. They are made just like this, discussed in waiting quiet, secluded mansions. That's why I invited you here, so you can witness ahead of time the great achievement we are about to unveil. A holographic projection of a groundbreaking vessel appears above the long table, rotating slowly as details are magnified so every guest can see. ER13. Even disaster strikes outside, we cannot breach the thick walls of our well-forged, stable, comfortable life. And what does the world beyond these walls have to do with our Eden in the sky? Your wealth remains here, and your life will not change. All you need is a more comprehensive will, one that ensures you and your descendants can tell everything once and for all, and enjoy your later years. No one believes there will be new wars of fuel. In the rational age of space and exploration, extreme violence seems impossible. This is Manhattan's most effective pitch to persuade guests to board the Ark. Passengers need only a senior portion of the wealth and a measure of loyalty for a ticket. Suddenly, a stalking figure bursts into the banquet at its peak. Why, if it isn't Baron Houseman, you're late. Look, I even kept your seat for you. Masano, you poisoned me. Do not drink. None of you drink that poison. Heat drains from the room like hail on hot stone. Everyone turns to the hostess. Masano toys with a lock of her hair at her temple, annoying attention. It's only been a few days. How did you become so haggard? Is your heart condition keeping you from enjoying good wine? With everyone watching, you really do have a knack for jokes. Discord, take Baron Houseman to the VIP room to rest. When he looks better, he can rejoin us. Yes, madam. The maid quietly helps the guests out. Masano stays composed, walks to the vacant seat, and lifts the untouched food. In the lights, it shines like liquid gold. Everyone here has status and ability. Poisoning is such a low trick. I fear your friend has a persecution complex. Some huddle and whisper. Others murmur and wave their attendants away. To our never-ending feast of pleasure, and to our true Eden, none of it matters anyway. Masano smiles and drains the glass. Then she signals for a fresh champagne tower. As the fountain spills from tear to fear, smiles return to every wrinkled face. As the fountain spills... Oh. Sorry, that's wrong. This is nitroglycerin injection, sir. It should relieve your angina. The guest lies back on a black velvet chase. As the elder maid approaches, his face twists in terror. As a death terror stands before him. Nana hopes you would think it over. Think what over? Boarding a ship full of fools that could sink at any time? He swings his coat inlaid rose cane with all his might. It hits the squares away with a hollow metallic clang. Or should I praise her for seizing the true family fortune to stage a mass delusion, and applaud her for discarding the noble thing her name? And you? What are you exactly? A mechanical monstrosity kept by Mazzano. As far as swinging the cane empties his last strength, his chest wheezes like a broken bellows. When one is forced into passive position, even deciding their own fate becomes hard. I am only a maid. Ooh, sorry. An message belonging to Madame Mazzano. Her face shows no pain. She's simply reciting rules she cannot disobey. Colorless Wicca beats at the mule tip. The barren, bulging eyes start lively. She dresses like a fish gone to a cutting board. What a Mazzano are kind! Ruthless shades who survive with cunning and paranoia. Even though the Baron refuses seconding a bit gun, the present events have already swept past his own thoughts and efforts. He distrusts technology and rejects reason. Either way, he doesn't plan to board. Even if he sprinted across the deck now, it wouldn't matter. The ship has already departed. No, don't! The injection goes into his vein. His features, scrunched like dried orange peel, had no choice but to loosen. His high cheekbones stand in sharp contrast to his second eye sockets. Bright white stubble has pushed through his skin. He hasn't had the strength or time to groom himself. Everyone who steps into this mansion is already tied to the same single straw. Those who won't be tied will soon burn through their strength and, exhausted, sink and drown. Now you can sleep in peace. The VIP room door eases shut. Discord tosses sterile gloves and an apple peels into the incinerator, and spots Isis leaning against a wall, idly fidgeting with the hand of her clothes as she waits. Discord! Tonight's feast is over. The guests are leaving. We can finally rest. Right. Since the guest hasn't changed his mind, there's no need to report back and trouble Adam. They head back to their assigned area together, and from the mate's break room comes the sound of broken, on and off sobbing. Isis presses her ear to the door and listens for a moment. She's been crying all night. Everyone's trying to comfort her. Manon headed her over to Senator Richard during the dinner, but she doesn't want to go live with that decrepit old man who can barely move anything but his eyes. Is staying here really any better? At least she will never be punished again. This girl snaps her head toward a loose loop, and Isis grabs her hand and thrusts past the break room to the hiding spot where the two didn't know. What's wrong? Discord? Why aren't you talking? Isis shakes her wrist, sort of when being twisted, and puts on a playful, complaining face. There are eyes everywhere. Yeah, but not here. Isis giggles and nimbly sidesteps along the wine racks and climbs up. Discord sighs and follows her. There isn't room to stretch at the top, so they lie down, hug on their knees, curled into small bundles. So that's how your apron got dirty. It won't happen again. I already cleaned it spotless. The maid looks surprisingly proud of herself. We have to go back on time. If we break the rules, Madam has plenty of ways to brand them back into our faces and into our hearts. Tell me, are we just stuck like this? Are we going to live out our days with worthless and disgraceful original all over them? Discord's very good at silence. Don't you have any dreams? Dreams. Even she say shaken by the power held inside that word. It's not important. It's very important. It's very important. Isis' lashes flutter. Her eyes sparkle even in the dim light. Instead of giving everything to Masano's dream, why not chase her own? Me? I want to be a star singer. At Masano's banquets, she sometimes sees these people, dressed in finery and jewels, refusing food to protect their voices, drinking only water. Discord carry number their ever-changing voices, burnt by rejuvenation treatments, and can only tell them apart by the style of their clothes. Lost Prados cannot exist without them, just as they cannot exist without Lost Prados. Whether it's just a win or not, Isis looks like a satisfied little squirrel, and Discord can't bring herself to ruin it. Hey! The maid reads her thoughts at a glance and puffs out her cheeks. No, not like those arrogant peacocks we've seen here. I mean the kind who can start singing anywhere, anytime, and draw a crowd. Music's wonderful. No more preaching. No dividing the audience into high or low. Some sway to the rhythm, some join in singing, and everyone feels joy. Hope, just for the music itself. Hope. Discord imagines it, faces in the crowd lighting up with joy, caught up in the melody. Alright, when you become a singer, a star singer, then I'll be right there, clapping and playing along. No, you have to come sing with me. Isis sways her head and hums the tune she just made up, pulling Discord's hands into hers. Palm to palm, it's a more she remembers. Looking at Isis' innocent face, Discord finds herself unable to say no. Alright. Wow, thank you, Discord. You really are my best friend. The days only move forward, the Eco Festival banquet is still in full swing. Masano's guests, draped in glittering silk and gold, enter from one end of the hall to the other, chatting in clusters. Discord takes off her glasses to wipe them, and when she puts them back on, a familiar figure flashes past in the corner. Eleanor? Has she come back from winter? Discord, the head maid wants us to take these plates. Hey, where are you going? Misano had forbidden her to meet Eleanor in private or speak with her, telling her to behave like any other maid. But she can't resist. She falls under the excuse of returning dishes to the kitchen. Just a glance, just to be sure she's all right. She trails a shadow to the madam's study. The door is half open, almost inviting. If Masano finds her here, the punishment will be severe. But Discord takes a deep breath and pushes open the door she shouldn't. The room is empty. Was she mistaken? Wine velvet curtains are tied back with braided cords. The desk is a single side of ebony, with a golden pen tip suspended eerily in its holder. A hardbound notebook with gilt edges lies fully open on the desk, ink still wet on the page. The final flourish of a cursive letter has bled into a faint blur. From across the room, she can already guess what's inside. Oh? Okay, registry, ATO, Tirazo. I don't even know this one. Oh, Benjamin? Oh. Each is a trophy, with a story behind it, but not as important as the first two. Sinclair. Discourse teeth chatter, and her vision blurs. Reading is still difficult and slow for her, but the surname, the one that will be placed after Eleanor's. Eleanor's got a new home. Isn't that great? Potassium nitrate, when diluted well enough, is completely harmless, but is ejected repeatedly over the span of several days. The body can metabolize it cleanly, leaving no trace. Until the burial, the cause of death will appear to be natural weakness, a quiet and silent passing. On damp, foul-smelling turf among rows of decaying gravestones, the young girl sits in the punishment chair prepared for her, because that was the order. Her stomach turns finally. She cannot stop the acid from surging under her throat and collapses to her knees. Discord, come out! Discord! Someone's coming! The maid rushes in and grabs her stiff, kneeling companion. The floor! It's dirty! Forget it! Isis yanks off her own apron, drops to her knees to wipe out the mess, then grabs a perfume bottle from the desk and sprays it heavily into the air. The sound of footsteps is getting closer. Oh my goodness. Huh? The manager slows her pace, sniffing the air, her eyes scanning the steady for anything unusual. Hiss! Her long, armored nails scraped across the solid wood of the desk over the lettered chair. Access to the spotless cabinet. Finally, her gaze falls on the rare caboodle flowers at the window. The queen of the night blooms only after dark, then wilts completely by morning. I told you not to spray so much perfume on the flowers. The smell is disgusting. She tears apart the miraculous blossoms and tosses them carelessly to the floor. Then she gathers the notebook from the desk and moves to put it away in the cabinet. Her hand has not yet touched the handle when a firm voice interrupts. Oh, there you are. You completed the taxi assignment. Did the taxi convince us? Yes, the interrogation is entertaining. Luckily, we spoke before I lost interest. Very good, Eleanor. Come to the casino with me tonight. Yes, The sound of wheels fades in the distance. Inside the cabinet, the maid takes deep breaths. The terror still raw. Her heart beats again, trembling as if it had been freed from a hangman's rope. Let's run away. Through the haze, Isis' eyes are unwavering. Staying here means giving up any hope for a future. You're insane. The man will not be pleased. She forces the words out through the burn in her throat. You will not find out. Impossible. How will you afford all these cameras to watch everything? And what happened today? She will know as soon as she checks the recordings. We'll find a way. Escape? And go where? Freedom. She has a pure spring of water, poisonous as the deadliest reaper. She still has orders to follow. She must report back to Colonel Mazzano. And she is still here, moving like a marionette with screams pulled day after day. Is this the feeling field of those who are nothing but tools? The world feels as it has never changed. The thought has circled her mind countless times. Perhaps fate will finally extend an olive day. Perhaps it will let them go. Isis' face wavers in this first narrow field of view, and her heart flickers like a lit candle, swinging between fear and hope. Promise me, no one can ever know about our plan. Oh my goodness. I swear each part is so long. Heavy wind drives rolling storm clouds across the dark sky. The storm washes the ground with partial fury. Inside the mansion, the rush of footsteps is busier than rain. The head maid shouts at the maids as they appear and disappear along their work routes. Power outage? It's fine. The backup will switch on automatically in a moment. Who opened all the windows? Quick, close every one of them. Someone help! I guess it's drunk and making a scene. Who does drinks with too much palate and stimulant? The banquet must go on. Break times, camera angles, guard posts, process flow, every detail and blind spot. She never knew Isis understood so much. The only place without surveillance, the gateway to freedom, is in the Dorming estate entrance. It's Bassano's bedroom. Whether people believe the facts depends on how we tell them. One man swells his wine, leaning on the railing of the mansion's highest terrace. He switches off the hall fan and the glass and takes in the rare, chaotic downpour. What's the largest terrarium in the world? You've already seen it. The creatures trapped in the bottle live each day in that tiny world, breeding and thriving until the lights end. Nothing is wasted. Everything feeds back into the cycle of life. No one will notice that on a stormy night, two mates have slipped away from the place in a hurry. And every creature in the ecological bottle shares the same source. Mutter, so what? Madam, you're not preaching some relic of reality, are you? It seems the Sinclair name gives you more pain than glory. One by one, the crider cameras with their red lights go dark, drooping as if nodding off, then flicker back to life a few seconds later. Since childhood, my brother and I studied together. He was taught the way of emperors. I was trained to be the perfect advisor, who never dishonored the Sinclair name. People sing of greatness, because greatness is sacrifice. Greatness is being nameless in the shadows. Calling the virtuous wife and mother and secret duties like praising a slave's obedience as virtue. Quick to feel others' pain, but numb to your own desires. I refuse to be like that. Some guys are knocked out, others are led astray. Eager house race through the maze of poeters, blindfolded dreams. Only ambition that matches your desire can lead to a future worthy of it. Can't anyone see it? The ability are nothing more than deeds made legitimate by the system. Why should the privileges earned by one generation be passed on intact to the next? The ugliest, most despicable thing in the world is when someone inherits wealth and power without the ability or effort to deserve it. Usurpation is 1,000 times more noble than inheritance. Wait, where are the cards? Hey, the drunk are not functioning! The tiny tear cake for the evening beverage is marked by malfunctioning the drum coming from above. A cream floods across the ballroom center like a rushing river, throwing the entire gathering into chaos. Perfect. Now that is how you start a party. No, a banquet. Look around. So many people gather here, and yet there's only one real star, Madame Mazzano and her pride and joy. The one man gets exaggerated, gurgle bow. I can certainly be a mother. Once Project Bon Carlos complete, I will be a mother of a new era. Until then, we will continue addressing me as Madame Mazzano. The hostess has to face a kiosk and a bong and cold pride before she speaks again. The etiquette of the world is simple. We have only one path before us, and that is success. Little did they know that the door they were opening led not to freedom but to the abyss. Oh my goodness. Hey, you're in the way. The sound of the familiar voice, Aisha seems to agree to the floor. How? The son flies into her bedroom with a bottle of red wine and a diamond incredibly crystal glass. She sits on the leather sofa, setting the bottle on the little marble table in front of her. One by one, she removes the glittering jewelry from her hands, neck and hair, tossing each piece carelessly onto the floor. There's no need to keep out the show anymore. The deep red wine pours into the glass like silk, the rising sound of the liquid filling the crystal echoing like a slow, final funeral bell. I remember telling you to stay here and not go anywhere. If all you wanted was to report to these old men, you do not need to stick around here. He raises her right hand, the golden revolver glittering as she every spins a cylinder with her fingertip. Into the communicator on her hat brim, she gets a command. Alright, the party's over. See our guests out. Single clock breaks the silence. A final gift for our visitors. Okay, bang. The endless make was finally ending. The mates will soon be freed from their duties. This vessel, carrying monstrous distortions and tangled desires, is about to begin its first and final voyage. Bang, bang. Fireworks explode in a clear night sky after the passing of the storm. Oh my god, this is so dark! Thud. A heavy weight hits the floor. A wine bottle shatters on the veined marble table, sending shards and liquid in every direction. Oh! What dark wine speaks from beneath the maid's head, twisting into strange patterns on the hand-woven natural fiber carpet. What a mess. Take it away and dispose of it. Ugh. The man raises her glass and drains the crystal liquid in one gulp before tossing it aside. To myself. The discourse rests in exhaustion as the course of herself, forced into silence. The world is so bright, so terrifying. So I'm not the protagonist after all. The world has no interest in me. So I am someone who can be discarded, ignored, left chosen, unchosen, someone without value, someone who shouldn't exist, pushed out to be sacrificed, told to step aside for someone else's gain, just a supporting role. Discord! And you're the lucky one, aren't you? You're supposed to be expendable, to die with your spine broken. You gave in. You ran away. Why? But the ending you get is just a little better than the one they planned for you. You're fine with it. You lie there pretending to be dead. Cold as steel. They're really playing, what's her face? Babylonia like, theme, but they kind of make it a little more broken. I guess a broken music theme? I don't know if it makes sense. There's nothing good about looking like that. You can't even make a sound. Oh my goodness! The maid's face is frozen in its final contortion. Discourse's eyes are wide with shock, fear tightening her chest. In the next heartbeat, she's no longer watching. She's in it, forced to feel it for herself. Oh my god, this is so long. Why would you stop? Why act like you don't see? Is that something I told you to do? She tossed her head and hurries away without answering. Wow, thank you, Discord. You really are my best friend. In the pitch-black wine cellar, Isis takes Discord's hand, humming softly. Promise me, no one can ever know about our plan. Who were you just talking to? What game are you playing? Why are you making a face I've never seen before? Discord tries to step back, but Lilith seizes her hand, curling her fingers around it like a snake tiny her on pain. That won't do. I won't allow it. Like a moth trapped in a spider's web, her fragile wings beat against sticky threads. Each movement only makes the strands pull tighter, heavier. Her faint heartbeat is sewn shut with invisible silk. The vision of freedom shimmers in front of her, but every time she reaches for it, it's dragged back into the suffocating dark. The ending is already decided. So you want freedom? Fine, I'll let you go. I won't interfere in anything you do. You go back to Colonel, give them your report. They're testing new tech, and I'll give you new legs. Only in one condition, you'll be my eyes and ears. I don't punish tools. Tools can only cause trouble in the hands of bad craftsmen. The maid's eyes are empty, unmoved by words like tools are bad craftsmen. Before you answer, ask yourself this. Are you even worthy of it? Sharper instincts, stronger body and combat skills, faster data processing, and the expensive upkeep that comes with all of it. You better prove you're worth the trouble and not just dead weight. If you won't do it for yourself, then do it for Eleanor. But Manisol is the phrase she's always spouting about mutual progress, and the studies the maid's face is that. No reason to say no, is there? For a second, Discourse's expression flickers, then squeezes away. Under Mazana's sharp, hawk-like stare, she lowers her head, closes her eyes, and dips into a courtesy. As you wish, Madame Mazana. Mazana smiles with satisfaction. Oh my god. Before the final banquet, Discourse delivered the completed gown to the young lady. Golden vines embroidered by hand, lace white enough to seem like it could take flight, no longer confined to the frame, stretching beyond the catered tradition. Every stitch comes from long hours, hunched in a chair, without rest, stewing in her whispers, her despair, her sighs, and her fragile dream of leaving it all behind. Creativity might be humanity's greatest treasure, but Icarus kept flying higher and higher with his wax wings, thinking he could reach the sun. In the end, his body drifted among the feathers that once carried him. No one cared when he fell. History just repeats itself. It's obvious what I want once. Even a blind man can hear it in her voice. She takes a sip of a tea and offers a kind of perfect, white smile that hides her teeth. Remember what we talked about in Pollard? Across the table, the chair is empty. Behind the door, the blue-haired maid clutches her chest, knowing no one will ever sing for her again. She's about to fasten wax, wings her back, and fly toward an ocean waiting to drown her. Excellent neural reflexes. Good adaptability to the Tantalum 193 copolymer. But the mind stability is too low. The modification could fail at any moment. Failure is not an option. We don't have many experimental samples left from the ground organization. But this data and these protocols haven't been validated. The researcher is drenched in sweat, tugging at the white lab coat that has darkened beneath her skin. We are validating them right now, aren't we? If we can't produce results, how do you expect me to report to Kurono-san? Increase the pain output, force of mind, and the subject's consciousness to sink. Everything else can be cut away. Apart from the director who gave the order, none of the other researchers can keep a detached expression anymore. And they're going through all this. Can anyone truly keep their original soul? Will they still be the same once they were? Every machine keeps working without mercy, denying her even the quiet release of death. Finally, operation complete. Subject ID. No record found. No record found. No record found. Oh, what? Oh my god, what's going on? She shuts off the terminal in the preparation room and drifts back to her lounge like a blue ghost. The door slides open as the security system reads her contract ID. The room is plain and bare. It makes no difference where she sleeps. She looks at her reflection in the mirror. It feels less and less like her own face. Why? This wasn't part of the plan you described to her. Order. Mission. Order. Oh my goodness. Mission. Order. Mission. Order. Stacked higher and higher. She's starting not to recognize the version what's new better than any others. What is she supposed to do now? Where did Eleanor go? Why has she not contacted her? Did I get left behind again? Alone, Discourse stares at the changing virtual sky above Babylonia. Startlingly and searching for an answer through questions that threaten to drown her. Oh my god, that was very long for a part, but I swear, Discord had it really rough, like, honestly, and I'm just wondering if the boss maybe has to deal with Thread because she's still alive. So, yeah, I just, oh my gosh, she had it so rough. Oh my goodness.